Welcome and congratulations on taking the first step to really taking control of your mental health. This is Thriving Through Bipolar Motherhood: How to Balance Moods, Build Routines, and Parent with Confidence Without Feeling Overwhelmed. You are in the right place if you are feeling overwhelmed by mood swings. I get it. The unpredictability of your moods can make life and parenting feel like an emotional roller coaster, and finding stability might seem impossible. The guilt of your own high expectations probably weighs really heavily on you. You're in the right place if you are struggling to create consistency. You and your kids thrive on structure, but life is chaotic. You're constantly searching for a way to create routines that work for both you and your kids, but routines can feel rigid and impossible to maintain. You want to balance love and limits without losing yourself. You want to be the best mom you can, but setting boundaries and staying consistent can feel very challenging. You're desperate to find a way to parent with love and authority. The hot word for this is gentle parenting, but we're going to call it what it truly is, which is authoritative parenting. So you want to parent with authority. This is not for you if you're just looking for a quick fix. Managing bipolar disorder and parenting is a journey that requires effort, self-reflection, and consistency. This isn't an overnight transformation, but about building sustainable habits and tools for long-term growth. You're not ready to invest in yourself. If you are unwilling to prioritize your mental health and personal development, this program and app might not align with where you are right now, and that's okay. And you don't believe that bipolar moms can thrive. This app and its programs are for those ready to embrace the possibility of joy, stability, and success in both motherhood and life, even with bipolar disorder. My promise to you is that I empathize with your journey. You'll gain practical, realistic tools with no fluff. The focus will always be on progress, never perfection. You will build a stronger, more joyful life, and you'll be supported every step of the way. In return, I just ask that you commit to showing up for yourself. These lessons and guides only work if you put in the time and effort, and small, consistent actions can lead to really big changes. You have to be open to new strategies. Growth requires stepping out of your comfort zone, so trust the process. And be extremely honest with yourself and your needs. This is a safe place to explore what works for you and your family. So let me introduce myself. My name is Stephanie, and I am a mom with bipolar disorder. I have 3 stepkids and 1 8-month-old biological kid. And for many, many years, I seriously struggled with my mental health. I tried medicine after medicine and therapy after therapy, and I just felt like I was never going to get better. I was always going to have these ups and downs, and I would have given anything to just feel like a normal person. And in 2020, when the whole pandemic happened, I had a manic episode, and that was what triggered actually being diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And so I started doing all of the research and going down all the rabbit holes, trying to figure out how I could overcome this, what felt like identity crisis, and be the best person that I could be and live the life that I truly wanted to live, because for so long I just felt so unhappy and so stuck in my life. And like I said, like I was never going to get better. But despite having all the odds stacked against me, I learned about bipolar disorder, and then I earned my PhD in psychology and even defended my dissertation 8 months pregnant, all without having a significant mood swing. There was a huge path of transformation, and it all started with emotional stability and mood awareness. I started to truly understand my bipolar disorder. I understood my triggers, my mood swings, and I recognized that it wasn't a weakness, but something that I could navigate with the right tools. This helped me have better and healthier relationships. I replaced toxic relationships, toxic friends, abusive relationships with nurturing and supportive connections. I built stronger parenting skills. I'm more present, I'm consistent, and I'm truly a loving mom. I increased personal growth and resilience by cultivating cognitive flexibility. I renewed my sense of self-worth, or built my sense of self-worth, because my self-worth was destroyed back in high school. So I built it back up, and I let go of the belief that I wasn't good enough. And now I truly have genuine happiness in everyday life. I've gone from just surviving every day to truly thriving in my life. And I have a clear path forward. I no longer feel lost or overwhelmed. Most importantly, I am present for my kids every day. I feel in control of my life. I have built stronger connections with my family, my friends, my spouse, my children. I trust myself again. I trust that I will make the right decisions and do what is best for me and for my family in any given situation, no matter what. I have rediscovered joy. I truly do feel genuine happiness every day. And I feel resilient and capable. And I feel like I'm truly living the life that I always wanted to live. So let's talk about the 3 massive mistakes to avoid with bipolar disorder. Mistake number 1: suppressing emotions or striving for a completely flat emotional state in the pursuit of stability does not work. So, what does this even look like? Well, it looks like avoiding emotional expression to appear quote unquote normal, feeling ashamed of experiencing mood fluctuations, and ignoring both positive and or negative emotions to avoid potential swings. And I made this mistake all the time. I thought that to be emotionally stable, I had to just be flat. Like I couldn't have ups and downs, or I only could have ups. And part of the reason why is I feared that I would be labeled as unstable. And there was this misunderstanding that stability meant the absence of any mood variations. And I got this advice from well-meaning but very uninformed sources that suggested suppression is the key to control. And the cost of continuing to make that mistake was emotional bottling that led to larger, more intense mood episodes. I would bottle it up and then I would just explode. I missed opportunities for connection with loved ones due to lack of authentic emotional expression, and I increased anxiety and feelings of isolation. When I stopped thinking that I had to be emotionally flat or only feel positive emotions, I learned to manage and embrace normal mood shifts. There is ups and downs. You are going to feel happy and you are going to feel sad and you are going to feel energized and you are going to feel angry. You are going to feel all of the emotions. And some fluctuation, not huge fluctuations, but some fluctuation is very, very healthy and human. I improved my emotional resilience and my self awareness, and I have stronger relationships as I communicate and connect more authentically because I'm not suppressing my emotions. Mistake number 2: you are failing to put into practice the coping skills, strategies, and tools that you've learned in therapy. And this looks like going to your therapy sessions, but not actually following through with the homework or recommendations that your therapist gives. You might start forgetting or dismissing techniques like mood tracking, mindfulness or journaling, and relying solely on your therapist to fix things without taking personal responsibility. And the first, oh goodness, 7 years, I don't know, of my mental health journey, I thought that all I had to do was show up to therapy and it would work. And I would get homework and I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll do it. But then I'd forget about it. And that's just part of the problem of why I never got better. And I did this because daily life is overwhelming and it really made it hard to prioritize practice. I had this belief, like I said, that if I just showed up to therapy, it would be good enough to create change. And there was a lot of frustration that resulted because the results were not immediate and I gave up too soon on each of the therapists that I went to. It slowed and stalled my progress in managing my symptoms. And I felt stuck in cycles of emotional instability. I wasted time, I wasted money, I wasted therapist's time, I wasted a lot of energy on therapy without seeing any tangible benefits. And when I stopped making this mistake, I started to build the skills needed to manage my moods and respond to challenges. I had faster and more sustainable progress towards emotional stability. And I got empowered. I was empowered to see the real life results from my efforts. The third mistake that people with bipolar often make is that they believe that they have to figure it out on their own or that seeking help makes. Another mistake that we make as individuals with bipolar disorder is believing that we have to have everything figured out on our own or that seeking help makes us weak. And I really thought that I had to just tough it out. I thought that I had to pull myself up by my bootstraps and navigate this mood management and parenting and daily life all without a roadmap. And I felt so isolated and overwhelmed and unsure where to turn. I had this fear of judgment, like I was being a burden to others. And I didn't know where to find reliable and easy to access resources tailored for moms with bipolar disorder. I believed that managing bipolar disorder was a solo battle, especially because previous attempts at managing my mental health just didn't meet my expectations. And the cost of continuing to make that mistake was emotional exhaustion. I was burnt out from trying to pull myself up by my bootstraps. I had slower progress in managing my moods and building a balanced, fulfilling life. I had missed opportunities to learn from tools, techniques, and a community of people who truly understood what I was going through. And when I stopped making this mistake, I started to feel empowered because I was accessing resources specifically designed for moms like you and me. I built a reliable support system of tools, strategies, and community to guide you through these challenges, helping you manage moods and routines with confidence. Parenting becomes less overwhelming because you have a roadmap for balancing your mental health and family needs. You no longer will feel alone. You are going to be part of a community that gets you and is there to support your journey. So, what are the 3 beginner steps to start thriving as a bipolar mom? Step 1, understand and embrace your mood cycles. So, this step involves learning to identify your mood patterns, triggers, and early warning signs so you can navigate your emotions effectively. It's about working with your mood cycles rather than against them. In the app, there is mood trackers, sleep trackers, energy trackers, all sorts of trackers that you can start using today for free. You don't even have to pay for this part of it. You can start using these trackers to understand your mood cycles. Once you understand them, you're going to feel more in control of your emotions and less overwhelmed by unexpected shifts. You're going to be able to plan around your energy levels and help meet your family needs while protecting your mental health. Your confidence is going to grow as you start predicting and managing your mood changes. Why don't most people do this to begin with? Well, it takes time and effort to track your moods and reflect on patterns, which can feel daunting at first. Many people are afraid of what they'll uncover, worrying it will confirm their beliefs about instability. They don't have a structured system like the mood tracking feature that I've established. Now, when you do download the app and you start the mood tracking, it is very important to read through how to track your moods, because I have a specific method for tracking your moods so that you know when you're feeling low and you know when you're feeling high. This is very important to follow through with, because you don't want to be marking 10s on just normal days. Step 2 is to build flexible and sustainable routines. Creating routines that provide stability for you and your family while allowing room to adjust based on your energy levels and moods is one of the first steps. Now, these routines, they're not rigid schedules. They're adaptable structures that support you and your unique needs. This is important because not only do individuals with bipolar disorder thrive on predictability, kids really thrive on predictability. A flexible routine might look like a morning anchor, such as like breakfast and a story, that happens no matter what, with adjustments for energy levels. So if it's a high energy day, then maybe you can go for a walk after breakfast and the story. But if it's a low energy day, then maybe the kids play in the living room while you relax on the couch. It's quiet playtime. Your family will benefit from the consistency, and so will you. Even when your mood fluctuates, you will feel less guilty about adapting plans because flexibility will already be built in. Parenting becomes less overwhelming as you learn to navigate daily life with more ease. But why don't people do this? Well, it's because when we talk about routines, we think they have to be rigid schedules. And we give up when these rigid schedules don't work. Without tools like customizable routine templates, it's hard to know where to start. And we always underestimate the power of small, consistent routines in creating big changes. Step 3, cultivate cognitive flexibility. Cognitive flexibility is the ability to adapt your thinking, shift your perspectives, and find creative solutions when life doesn't go as planned. It is a skill that helps you thrive as a parent and manage the challenges of bipolar disorder. Life is always going to be unpredictable. There's nothing that we can do about that. There is going to be chaos in everyday life, and rigid thinking just leads to unnecessary stress and conflict. For example, once I planned a family outing that got canceled, and before I had developed this cognitive flexibility, I would freak out if there was anything that needed to be adjusted. I would panic because things weren't going according to plan, and it was just a mess. But with cognitive flexibility, I was able to pivot to a fun at-home activity instead of dwelling on the disappointment and freaking out because I didn't know what we were going to do instead. So cognitive flexibility allows you to reframe challenges, seeing them as opportunities, not failure. Once you build cognitive flexibility, you will be able to handle unexpected situations with so much grace and so much less frustration. Your kids will also learn by example to adapt and build resilience to challenges. And you'll build your own emotional resilience, making it easier to bounce back from setbacks. Now, cognitive flexibility takes practice and mindfulness, which can feel intimidating. Without guidance, it's easy to fall into negative thinking patterns during tough moments. The exercises and prompts in the app make it easier to develop these essential skills gradually. And it is important to do it gradually. You don't want to do it all at once. Small, consistent changes. I want you to know that you can thrive as a mom with bipolar disorder without sacrificing your emotional health or feeling like you're failing your kids. You are capable of building the life and the family that you deserve, no matter where you are starting from. With Bipolar Balance and Bonds, I've developed the app to help you manage your moods, create flexible routines that work for you and your family, build emotional resilience, and become the confident, authoritative mom that you want to be. And it is designed to give you practical tools and support tailored specifically for moms with bipolar disorder. The big question is, how can you apply these strategies to your daily life as a mom and truly believe that bipolar disorder doesn't have to define you, your parenting, or your happiness? You could spend years like I did trying to piece together what works, researching endlessly, making mistakes along the way, feeling frustrated and overwhelmed, and not having the support and guidance. Or you can fast track your results with the Bipolar Balance and Bonds app. Now, with the app, there are so many features. There's learning tab, there's a tracking tab, there's your login profile tab, which will tell you how many days you've tracked, things like that. There's medication tracker, mood tracker, sleep tracker. There should also be an energy tracker. I will make sure that that is actually showing up for you all. There's Bipolar Basics, there's Ultimate Balance and Bonds, there's the Tame the Tempest Challenge. Tons and tons of resources for you. Now, of course, setting an app like this, I wish that I could make it completely free, but it does cost me money to put together all of this. And so I do have a couple memberships available. So there is some free content. This includes mood tracking, sleep tracking, energy tracking, some quick lessons and quizzes, but it doesn't go very much into detail, into depth. I do have a degree in cognitive psychology, so I do talk a lot about the neuroscience and brain function behind all of this in the basic and VIP memberships. With the basic membership, you get all that free content, of course, and then you also get the Ultimate Balance and Bonds, which for at least 2025, I will be releasing new lessons every single month. They are designed to be month-long lessons so that you can learn and implement strategies slowly over time. I don't know how I will structure it for 2026. I don't know if I'll make it a new program or keep it under Ultimate Balance and Bonds, but that is a 10 months from now problem. There is guided meditations and affirmations, which I will slowly be adding to as well over time. There's an online community that you'll have access to, and you'll get 10% off all of the challenges like the 6-week Tame the Tempest challenge. With the VIP membership, everything that is included in the basic membership is included in VIP membership, but you would also get access to all current and future challenges for no additional cost. So you wouldn't have to pay anything extra for the challenges. Best part is you get to try it free for 7 days and see if you like it. You get to see what's all available, check out some of the features, check out the guides, check out the lessons, make sure that it is right for you before you start actually paying for the membership.